another God of War video. Don't worry, we're having fun this time. Um, that sounds really sad. Anyway, God of War Ragnarok, a painfully flawed story. Let's see how interesting this story is. And we're getting progressively drunker because I'm a lightweight bitch. Anyway, you should drink Smirnoff. And if they want to sponsor me, they can. Ooh, I should actually turn the volume on.
Like God of War 2018 at all. But I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like God of War 2018 at all. But
that's fair enough.
Ragnarok, it's not bad at all. I actually kinda like it.
Then why did you call it a painfully flawed story?
To an extent. Yeah, so the game starts with Kratos almost killing his son, and Atreus' puppy dying, but never mind that malarkey. Kratos goes nap time.
Why is that malarkey? Atreus is clearly established to be a god and have godly powers. He has an interest in learning his godly powers because of the last game. He would have an interest in learning transformation powers because that's the first thing they ask. Can I turn into an animal?
At least it didn't suffer. Am I to decipher your grunting?
Good to know Kratos isn't the only one that can't talk to women.
I don't know how that had to do with the story, but it sounds like deprecation humor, so we won't count that.
Good boy.
Also, this game is rectifying one of the flaws of God of War 2018, Faye. Imagine I come up to you one day and I tell you to climb the highest mountain in your country, and I tell you that your motivation to do this monumental task is a cloth bag full of human dust. You look at me and laugh.
Yeah, because I don't know why I'm doing this, but I am doing this because my Kratos is doing this because he loved Faye, he married her, had a kid with her, on, and this. He's doing it because he has an interest in Faye. And it was his last wish, and he promised her to do it.
But that's what God of War 2018 did to the audience. We knew absolutely nothing about Faye besides her name and some random facts here and there.
We didn't need to know much about Faye. We needed to know the impact of Faye on the characters. And throughout the journey, we learn about Faye. Of course, it could have been done better, but we had enough to understand why they were doing said objective.
Not what she looks like, what she sounds like, nothing about her. So this motivation for the...
We don't need to know what she looks like or what she sounds like to understand our character's motivation.
Viewer's perspective was extremely disconnected, and it makes it less effective at understanding Kratos and Atreus. I remember when people were complaining about Thor's design, like the design team was literally just trying to stay accurate to his mythological appearance. Either that or someone had an inflation fetish.
And also, this is a very drunk Thor, a very alcoholic Thor, so it makes more sense that he would be overweight and fat.
So Thor's all like,
oh God. What, you fat, you ugly, and you stink, monkey? Shut up with your ugly ass. What you think you doing in my country?
After this beautiful fight, Trey and Kratos go to find Tyr, the Norse god of war, and it's the setup to an iffy plot point. Even when I first played through this, I noticed that it made no sense that Odin would hide him in this weak-ass mine. I would have had Tyr in a magical-ass gas chamber or something. Then Atreus and Sindri...
Yes, and that is true. He is fairly fairly unguarded, but because it's not really Tyr, it's Odin. What's the problem here? Obviously, Odin would want our character to find Tyr relatively easily, so he could infiltrate our characters.
You go on a little adventure. This is another improvement from 2018. The team made sure to utilize their characters into the gameplay and missions, which strengthens the player's connections with them. Honestly, good shit.
What are you doing?
After that little adventure, Atreus gets sent to Ironwood and meets Agrabota. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rate That Riz, the game show where we analyze the riz of our fictional characters. And today's contestant, Atreus, son of Kratos. Well, let's see what he's got.
They're called green bulbs. My mother made me eat one every day. For strength, they taste terrible.
Seems like they work, though.
Starting off strong, are we? A beautifully effective compliment. It comes off as an extremely natural extension of the conversation, but at the same time compliments not only Agrabota, but her parents. Golly, that's premium.
I have nothing to add to this.
Riz right there. We're gonna score that a drum roll, please. 8 out of 10. We'll see you guys next time on Rate That Riz. Anyway, Atreus comes back and Kratos and Freya go on a little adventure together to reconcile their relationship.
But I will be no one's monster. Never again.
You don't get to make that choice. Not with the debt you owe me.
I am not here for debts. I would always have helped you.
So much has been taken from me, and I'm just supposed to let it all go?
And then they fight the protector of the world. They just killed an innocent creature that was protecting an extremely important point of interest in this universe just to free Freya from Odin's curse? And it made me genuinely feel bad. However, it was a great way to show the indifferent cruelty of war. But it is kind of mind-boggling that there are no consequences for Freya or Kratos to a lesser extent for the Nidhogg's death. This is an objectively selfish event. What makes it especially heinous is that Freya doesn't even contribute anything important to the story or the War of Ragnarok that she couldn't do without her human form. So Atreus gets to ask.
For one, there is consequences because the children of a Nidhogg are threatening to end the world, and then Freya does contribute to the fight with Odin. And she's a very important part of that fight.
Asgard, and his job is to find these mask pieces. Wow, finding pieces of a mask that allow you to receive infinite knowledge is really, really easy. And while that's happening, Kratos...
Well, it's implied... Well, it's not implied. It's told that only Atreus can use it. And when Odin carried the mask, it doesn't light up. But when Atreus does, it does light up. Showing that only Atreus, or we can presume somebody like Atreus, can use it.
Kratos is getting dropped near the spear that should kill Heimdall.
The fuck was that? She acts like they weren't even here.
Speak to a part of our soul. A part specifically you might be missing.
Damn it, Sindri, you lion cat scrubber! I knew it.
I wonder what Brock will say to Sindri once they get back.
So, you're sure nothing unusual happened with the lady? Nothing at all?
Nothing whatever. Smooth as snail shit, like I said. Why? There's some reason you expected it to flip sideways?
Okay, I guess. Then Kratos, Freya, and the...
We clearly wanted to wait to tell him. Maybe waiting till, maybe waiting for Sindri to tell him. We don't know why he waited. That's neutral.
and Mimir go to find the Norns. Literally a whole mission dedicated to the prophecy, but it's like at a certain...
Okay, he wrote text. I am specifically talking about the part where the prophecy, when Kratos may die. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of this.
point in this... Literally a whole mission. Yes. Then Kratos, Freya, and Mimir go to find the Norns. Literally a whole mission dedicated to the prophecy, but it's like at a certain point in the story, after the Heimdall fight, they just threw the prophecy out the window. There's nothing that happens that even comes close to making the prophecy of Kratos might die believable in the slightest. Like, this was one of the major narrative hooks for the story, responsible for some of the most important...
Well, obviously, because they changed their nature. If the implication is, if Kratos didn't change his nature, he would have died.
And character's emotional conflict. Just abandoned? Okay, I guess. No, I do not count.
A couple of the prophecy don't happen because of the changing of their nature. The Norns clearly don't know what's going to happen at all times. They don't know every outcome. They appear to only know the outcome based on the character's mindset currently. So if you change your mindset, you change the prophecy.
Now this has a
Put in the comments if you think that's not correct.
believable portrayal of the prophecy, since we know Atreus wasn't going to use the mask, since he doesn't trust Odin at all and isn't on his side. Anyways, back to the Norn. Use the mask, since he doesn't. This has a believable portrayal of the prophecy, since we know Atreus wasn't going to use the mask.
Up until this point, Atreus was going to use the mask. Actually, a little bit before this. Up until... because he had the desired interest to give him that knowledge on how to save him. This is believable.
Mask, since he doesn't trust Odin at all and isn't on his side. Anyways, back to the...
He may have not trusted Odin, but he would buy the butthole of the world, and he understood what... and he understood that the rift contained knowledge.
To the Norn mission.
They really don't want to be found.
Well, at least things will be difficult for a change.
All you do is lie! No, you see. What all...
Well, they had to go to a couple different this said 20 minutes later. Literally 20 minutes later. I mean, it depends how you play. Not literally, but that's nitpicking. They had to go to multiple different places to actually find the Norns. The Norns clearly don't want them to find them, and then they go through all sorts of mindfuckery to actually find them. I would say getting your mind raped is hard. It's difficult.
All who search for us see.
In character-driven narratives, one of the main focuses is seeing your characters overcome challenges. And in this game, it's underwhelming and weak because every conflict is solved easily for our cast, with no meaningful negative consequences majority of the time.
Killing Heimdall has consequences. Atreus almost dies because he kills Heimdall. And they quit, and Kratos and Mimir questioned the fulfilling prophecy when they kill Heimdall.
And that's what this little debuff symbol you've been seeing is. It's bringing attention to that, of why the characters in the story are lacking and less compelling than they should be. So Atreus messes up on one of the mask missions.
I don't agree with this criticism. Messes up? Yes, but the mask clearly is attuned to Atreus' goals. Whatever that... and Atreus is connected to animals in a unique way, so we could make the leap onto Atreus knew this animal was here. and the mask understood this as its goal.
Well,
To save the animal.
You absolute, unqualified moron. You know that thing tears holes between realms, right?
Your choice. Go. Clear your mind. I know you'll be back.
I don't know why, but Odin gives off this type of energy so much. I don't know what it is.
He's showing a picture of a weird old guy in some very revealing clothing. I'm going to show you, but if you're eating something, stop and throw up beforehand. I had to see it, and you had to see it. You're welcome.
Oh, a big mistake it seems.
That is gone. Great bleeding fucklad, you feed Garm. Garm? Who freed Garm? That's madness. Surely not you, young one.
if the hound of hell is loose, he'll chew through the fabric of the realms.
Wow, even Mimir is like frothing at the mouth because of this monumental mistake. Everyone is tripping. I wonder what interesting plot points this could
Please work, please work. I'm sorry. Fen?
Garm opens realms to opens rift to multiple different realms, sending Hellwalkers into all of them, which is obviously a problem.
Are you?
And then after Garm becomes Fenrir, he is very important to the story, saving the catalyst for saving them at the end.
Okay then. Turns out this mistake was fixed in literally the next mission, and it's actually a positive consequence for Atreus. He got Fenrir back.
What's wrong with this? Clearly they had to go... What, were they gonna wait around to save Garm?
Also, a good example of external conflict in the story not feeling trivial would be
Were they gonna wait around to solve the Garm problem? No.
Suitor, whatever. Even though finding and turning him into Ragnarok was easy as all hell, it has a negative consequence to where it caused Freyr to die. Anyway, newly reunited Kratos and Atreus go to save Freyr.
There's another one!
I knew this was going too smoothly. Little help?
Huh, I wonder what'll happen here. What, dude, what's... Dude, what is this? Ain't no way they tried to portray this Price of War theme in this hilariously contrived way. Because you're severely making Kratos and Freya lose composure and act like they can't fight. So random guy number 53 can die? So...
You don't have to care about Burger, but they were clearly... Kratos and Freya were clearly shown not being able to hit these creatures. And Burger had a way to do it. What's wrong with that?
So anyway, Kratos encounters Heimdall.
I'm feeling it now, by the way. Get you one.
Okay, what the actual fuck? So Atreus goes back to Asgard and finds the last piece of the mask, and Thor attacks.
There was no argument there. What's wrong with Kratos killing Heimdall?
Him, and he escapes going back home. Then this happens.
This ain't right. All the pieces ain't welded together true. Hey! I'm talking to you! You never shut up!
Wait. You're telling me this entire time Odin was Tyr? Wait, let me show you the problem with this.
They stole Dropnir.
We didn't steal nothing. We just ungifted what never should have been gifted in the first place.
How will it help me kill Heimdall?
New spear. Never much cared for Brock.
Also this.
And Odin dies.
She lied.
First, you're telling me, unironically, he knew they were planning to kill Heimdall, and he knows Heimdall has the horn that starts the event that is prophesied to kill him. So why didn't Odin make sure the horn was in his possession before Heimdall went and fought Kratos? It's not like Odin can't eat.
Odin, or Heimdall had clearly shown to do things in they think would be in Odin's best interests. So I don't think he'd listen. I don't think he listens to Odin when I think he went off on his own to do this. And that it's supported in the text by a lot of times where he does things without Odin's permission or Odin is upset with him.
Easily communicate with Heimdall. He's pretty much his secretary and is at his every beckon and call. Or Odin.
But Heimdall clearly takes action that Odin doesn't consider to be the best, that Heimdall thinks is in Odin's best interest.
Could have used his powerful ass illusion magic to like take a stick and make a fake version of the horn and give it to Heimdall if he wanted Kratos and the rest of them to get the horn so it wouldn't make him look suspicious.
Where's that idea been this whole fucking while?
Which is totally viable because it's not like Freya can sense his illusion magic since he hid as Tyr this whole time.
Somewhere in Tyr's temple, and it would be like opening up all the realm travel towers at once.
It's quite a vulnerability. Wonder why he didn't just destroy it.
Some artifacts defy destruction.
Wow, he can't even destroy it. So the next logical thing to do is keep it secure at all times. And if you know that security is about to be compromised, take matters into your own hands. It makes no sense, especially when you take into account Odin's obsession with the mask. Ragnarok poses a threat to his life. He can't use the mask if he's dead. This is so nonsensically stupid, it makes how the climax came to be extremely contrived.
You don't think. I think you killed.
Wrong, Odin. I think, and you get yourself killed. But anyway, after Brock dies, this happens.
It's my fault.
No.
Everywhere I look, I'm reminded of my mistakes.
Our actions have consequences. To be reminded of them is not punishment.
So Brock's death on Atreus' side is pretty much a direct consequence for Atreus wanting to achieve this idealized champion version of himself, but it kind of falls flat as a consequence. Because firstly, Atreus doesn't really care about Brock's mini Barney-built bitch-brained ass dying that much. Once he does this little trip back to Midgard, he rightfully tries to apologize to
Why? I get. Just don't explain why he doesn't care.
Sindri. So Sindri's all like,
Add.
Loving that care in your neighborhood.
We're not letting Odin get away with this.
Would that be the Odin you invited into my home?
We were all fooled.
But some of us were bigger fools than others.
and even him seeing Sindri being all dismissive and resentful towards him during the war feels odd.
Can I just say?
No, you can't. Shut up and fight.
Sindri!
Can't let him control me.
Why? Maybe he'll explain.
What? You want to thank you?
No, I just want.
I don't care what you want. This changes nothing.
You
Bad.
can see his reactions are more along the lines of, yeah, I know your only family just died, but let me talk you out of being as angry, showing he doesn't understand.
He clearly cares about Sindri, and he wants to be able to explain himself. He wants to make up his relationship with Sindri, but Sindri feels like everyone hasn't been listening to him. Feels like, and it's sad because he lost his only brother again, and it's extremely hurt, and it's taking that out on everyone else.
understand the full weight of Brock's death, which makes it a lacking consequence. And plus, it doesn't really have a substantial negative effect on Atreus. Plus this.
There are other giants out there. And I've got to find them.
Wait, you're leaving? Did you forget about Brock dying? You're not gonna even, like, ask or think about a funeral? It would show Sindri you care. Did you forget about...
There is a funeral for him!
Showing Sindri you care? What happened to empathy, bro?
You feel that pain because that is who you are.
Oh, and this.
And you must never sacrifice that. Never. Open your heart. Open your heart to their suffering.
They just ended off like Atreus didn't do anything. Kratos attends Brock's funeral, but Atreus, the one who caused this funeral to an extent, doesn't. Come on, man. We have got to get better at writing consequences, guys. So the shrink...
I guess Atreus could have been at the funeral, but he clearly feels like he needs to begin going off into the world and discovering himself. But I had to think about that.
Strengthen the consequences of Brock's death on Atreus. I suggest Atreus should have had to fight Thor in this scene. No, I am not joking.
Why? Thor would have won. Atreus clearly stands no chance against Thor.
All you have to do is make Ingrid not block Mjolnir, and Atreus getting fucked up a little with Odin stepping in and stopping Thor before Atreus is hurt too much, and then him activating Sindri's get out of jail free card.
That would have been... That... I don't think that would make anything better. How would it make it better? I think how it happened worked really well.
Card, which would have been a better consequence than Brock dying, because at the
No,
end
it's not. It doesn't evolve anything with Sindri and Brock, though. Him getting hurt would not be a consequence of Brock or Sindri.
the story, Atreus wouldn't
They're
have
two are not related.
been able to go find the giants because of his subpar condition, forcing him to face Brock's death and Sindri. Plus, it would have been a better negative consequence for Atreus' thirst to be this fabled champion that wants dangerous answers. Plus, just imagine Atreus getting handled by Thor. Who wouldn't want to see that? And this would cause him to be more of a liability and more of a burden to his side of the war, fully realizing that being a part of a war isn't something to chase after.
We already realized this because we have the scene with Atreus and the Midgardians that aren't soldiers. We have that scene.
After, like his dad says,
I will not march my son to war. He is no Spartan. I will keep it that way.
anyway, after Brock dies, everyone gets ready for the war. And I will say I love how Ragnarok portrays violence and war as a necessary evil in order to make the world a better place.
We have the power to limit the harm it could cause. We should act.
Especially when your enemy lacks morals and empathy, as we'll soon see. After fighting the Valkyries, the time is upon us.
Focusing on the second act to the exclusion of the final. A common mistake in storycraft.
I hope this isn't some form of self-deprecating foreshadowing.
Ready yourselves.
Okay, kinda epic. However, this war isn't living up to its potential. Firstly, there's only one casualty, which also strengthens the problem of everything being easy for the cast. And we only interact with Freya for 20 minutes throughout the entire 30-hour game.
No, we don't. I mean, you can talk to him, and we see all the different We see all the impact that is in the elf realm. The I forget the name of it. The one where he was god of, basically. We see all the impact he has on the characters and on other realms.
Game. It definitely makes the price of war theme weaker. They should have just made the player
And we have the thing with the Midgardians.
spend more time with Freyr, or killed more characters. Freyr. Secondly, the war lacks tension because our characters weren't struggling, and overcoming the obstacles was still...
They were struggling to save the Midgardians and prevent Ragnarok, Surtur, from killing everyone.
very easy.
The dwarves are here!
And if Angrboda didn't come at the 11th hour to save everyone, they'd all be dead. And Thor dies after changing his nature.
It's just Sindri. I know, I'm late.
Where is your army?
You don't get to use
You don't even bring up the Midgardians. Talk about the Midgardians.
Wow, seems like the dwarves weren't even needed, and destroying these machines is literally like pressing a button.
Clearly there was a flaw built into them, established in 2018. And it makes sense the dwarves would do this, but Sindri went to the could have went to the dwarves and got the flaw. Ed. Oh, I'm not doing another video after this. I'm not getting drunk on stream either again.
You and your son. One of us died today.
Okay, this shit fire. Oh, Kratos already beat him that easily without even going full strength. That definitely didn't make the
How do you know he wasn't going full strength?
war feel less formidable.
No.
Oh man, I can't have shit in this house!
Also, the fact Odin killed Thor because he knew him having a change of heart could put him at more of a disadvantage just makes my horn point that much stronger. Oh,
Well, the argument I've said before.
Odin is quite smart and realizes what he should do to protect himself. Anyway, the final battle happens.
I just like that.
Realize there's only one thing I need you to know. You have no hold on me anymore.
No way they thought her bringing her wings out as a symbol of her freedom was cool and empowering. It was kind of endearingly corny.
This is your choice, son. I trust you.
What the hell? Why did you do that?
I find it really odd that the mask being broken in the proximity of the Rift of Truth would also destroy the Rift. That doesn't make sense. The mask is the only way to interact with it. How would it also destroy it? Also, it was extremely easy to destroy a source of infinite knowledge. This war definitely doesn't feel like a one-sided battle where there are no struggles for our protagonist and
They lose a lot of casualty throughout the war. They lose most of their army. It's set in the game. And you can see it. And why can't you just break a mask? Why? I need evidence against what you're saying.
And getting through everything easily definitely does not make it feel less satisfying when they win.
It was clearly hard to beat Odin because it took 3 people.
This battle reveals another problem with Ragnarok. God of War 2018 and this game is set up for this exact war, and it's majorly disappointing, and the payoff is mediocre. We defeat the overarching villain of a 60-hour duology in 30 minutes. This is the final boss.
I mean, that's all subjective. It all depends on how long you take to beat the game.
Boss we've been waiting years for. Are you serious? It's just Odin shooting Bifrost beams and throwing puddles on the floor. This could have been so much more epic. Look at this. My fridge makes more ice than this. Are you kidding me? They could have did something where Odin freezes the entire basement, making an ice labyrinth. And there's a bunch of icebergs everywhere. And then he uses his fire powers to melt the ice and to make tidal waves to separate the characters from each other. Then he refreezes the waves.
That would be interesting. But how did that make it better?
So he can try to take everyone out one by one, since he knows he's at a disadvantage. Like, there's so much potential here and it isn't tapped into. We waited years for this final battle, and it's just a dude shooting Zuko levels of fire at us and throwing jalapeno flavored disco balls. Remember last time when we literally were fighting on the back of a dragon, and this time it's just this? Anyway.
Why'd you have to say that? Sofna. Upfra. That's what comes next. But I hope there's some comfort in knowing Odin's gone.
They are absolutely his. Loki, it was an honor to fight alongside a giant.
I like how they don't seem phased at all that one of the most important people in their lives just died. They're just like, they're literally chilling out, and that's it.
They are phased. They talk about it as Atreus is walking up to them, and through it, it's clearly upset about Thor dying.
That's God of War Ragnarok.
And after the game, Thor said, "I will make you proud." Well, while using Thor's hammer.
Goodbye.
Ugh. You know what? I tested myself. I could do a review of somebody saying God of War Ragnarok has a flawed story or whatever while being drunk, and I was right. Oh. So, like, subscribe, and comment. I think I'm gonna see the next video. Anyway, thanks for being here. Bye.